Welcome, everyone. This is Kelly McGowan, and thank you for tuning in to Growing the Ozarks today. My guest is Lindsey Anderson, and thank you for joining us today, Lindsey.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, absolutely. So Lindsey is a soil scientist with the National Resource Conservation Service. She is a member of the Springfield Plateau Master Naturalist, and you're also involved a little bit here at Missouri State as well.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us a little bit about the soil judging team.
Yes, so we just recently restarted the soil judging team. Since the last 5 years, it's kind of been in a lull. And they attended regionals and competed with about nine other schools and 78 other students, and they qualified for nationals in North Carolina this spring. So we're pretty proud of them. They did very well.
Yeah. And we were talking a little bit earlier about I wish people would appreciate soil a little bit more, because it's so cool, and it's kind of the basis for everything that we do. We grow as gardeners as well. So tell us a little bit about what soil does and how it can benefit us and the environment.
Yeah, so a lot of times when people think about soil, they think about it as a growth medium, which is great because a big part of soil is a medium for plant growth, whether you're growing crops to eat, but it's also like the foundation of our terrestrial ecosystem. So for those that, maybe don't grow their own food, but like to recreate and hike and bike or hunt, soil is really the foundation for all ecological ecosystems. It also filters pollutants. If you're not on city sewer, you're on your own septic. Soil plays a big role in filtering pollutants. It can help with flood control, and it's a big thing that helps with our infrastructure. So all of our roads and buildings, the soil supports all the infrastructure we have. It's a good source of storage, whether that be for carbon or water and nutrients. It can even be a source for antibiotics.
Well, so as homeowners and as gardeners, soil health is something that people are starting to recognize. They need to pay more attention to their soil health so they can have healthy gardens and healthy lawns. So tell us a little bit about the biology of soil and maybe some things we can do to keep it healthy.
Yeah, so soil health is a big thing right now. We're taking a more complex look at soil. We used to just look at it as sort of an inert substance that, just grew our food. But really the soil biology is big. Soil is an ecosystem in and of itself. It's just an ecosystem below our feet. We're used to seeing ecosystems above our feet and seeing all the interactions between the different biological components. But soil biology plays a main role in really mediating all the processes in soil, whether that be breaking down organic matter, supplying nutrients and nutrient cycling, disease suppression, breaking down pollutants. So soil in of itself is an ecosystem, so it's important to feed that soil biology. So there's the 5 soil health principles: keeping the soil covered, keeping a living root year-round, so that would be like cover cropping in the winter, minimal disturbance, so no-till or minimal tillage, and then integrating livestock or integrating, as much diversity as you can into the soil, so promoting diversity, whether that be crop rotations or, in your native systems, a lot of different native plants.
Okay, all right, very good. And then tell us a little bit about kind of the history of our soils here in the Ozark, because there really is an interesting history, and you can, go back and kind of see what it might have been like millions of years ago. So tell us a little bit about kind of our history here.
So soils in the state of Missouri, they're a lot different in South Missouri than they are in North Missouri. And that's because glaciers came about as far south as the Missouri River, and when they retreated, they deposited a lot of very nutrient-rich material. And so the north side of the state is relatively, flatter than the south side of the state because the glaciers came down and kind of carved it out. The glaciers did not reach down here in the Ozarks in the southern part of the state, so our soil is derived from the bedrock underneath the soil. So our soil weathered from the rock below the soil. So that's why it's a lot more heavier in clay from weathering from that limestone and dolostone, and it's got a lot more rock fragments in it. And so it has a lot of different characteristics, and it derives a lot of its characteristics from the residual soil, and it's had a lot of time for weathering to take action on it. So that's why we kind of got, steeper hills and hollers here in the south than we do in the north. And really the soil can tell you a lot about the historical vegetation, like you were saying. A soil that's deep and dark brown at the surface has formed under native prairie vegetation, whereas a forest soil is going to be a lot lighter, not as deep, dark, and black, and that would be more of a forest soil. And then for glades is another unique thing here in the South, and that's just soil that's very shallow to bedrock. So bedrock that's more resistant to erosion, so it's more shallower to hit bedrock. So that's how the soil really shapes a lot of the above ground ecosystems that we can see. The soil really shapes a lot of our different terrestrial ecosystems here in the South.
Okay, very good. Lindsey, thank you for joining us today on Growing the Ozarks, and thank you for listening today.
Thank you, Kelly, for having me. I appreciate it.
You can find this episode of Growing the Ozarks at ksmu.org or wherever you get your podcasts.